In the NBA, glory is reserved for the players that defy all odds and enjoy at least one championship run during their careers. History only remembers those who retire with championship rings, but for those who don't, things are very different. It doesn't matter how successful players are during the regular season, the playoffs are the time when legends are made, and those who fail time after time to reach the championship trophy are the most prone to receive critics despite their talent or contributions to the game. And that's the exact situation in which Clippers star forward Paul George finds himself. Even though he's regarded as one of the best players in the league, his postseason shortcomings have earned him a reputation as an underachiever. And now, in a year that could define where his legacy goes, Playoff P is raising many questions once again. Welcome to Courtside. Today, we'll take a look at what's going on with Paul George and what we can expect from him going forward. Born in Palmdale, California, George grew up idolizing NBA legend Kobe Bryant and was a big fan of the two Los Angeles teams. But it wasn't until high school that he started to play organized basketball. He attended Knight High School and quickly became the only non-senior player to start for the varsity team. As his game improved and recruiters started to pay him attention, he received a bigger role in his senior year and helped lead his team to the Golden League Championship while also being named the Golden League Most Valuable Player. However, despite his excellent play, he was labeled as a three-star recruit and didn't receive too much interest from renowned NCAA programs. Ultimately, he committed to play for Fresno State as he would receive more playing time there than in other schools. During his freshman season, he displayed his versatility and superior defensive play and was considered to be one of the most entertaining college basketball players. In his second and last season with Fresno State, he made improvements in all areas of his game and was named All-WAC second team. After deciding to declare for the 2010 NBA draft, he was expected to be selected by the Memphis Grizzlies with the 12th pick. However, he was instead selected by the Indiana Pacers with the 10th pick and became the highest selection in Fresno State history. At the start of his rookie season, he didn't receive too many minutes, but stood out for his strong defense, and by the start of the playoffs, he was one of only two rookies to be in the starting lineup of their respective teams and was later named to the All-Rookie second team. In the lockout-shortened season, he became a full-time starter, and his game saw overall improvements as he received an invitation to the Slam Dunk Contest and Rising Stars Challenge. The Pacers reached the second round of the playoffs, but were eliminated by the Miami Heat, and George was strongly limited by the eventual champions' defense. In the following year, he was moved from his usual shooting guard position to small forward to cover up for the absence of injured all-star forward Danny Granger, and this change led him to becoming the focal point in the team's offense. In his new role, PG impressed everyone and was selected to play in the All-Star game, with averages of 17.4 points, 7.6 rebounds, and 4.1 assists per game to go along his defensive play. He received the Most Improved Player of the Year award and was named to the All-NBA third team. He helped the Pacers finish with the third-best record in the Eastern Conference and win their first Central Division crown since 2004. They made it to the conference finals, but were once again defeated by LeBron James and the Heat in 7 games. George shined through their first 6 encounters, averaging 21.5 points per game as both teams alternated victories, but in the deciding Game 7, he scored only 7 points on 2 for 9 shooting. The following year, the Pacers came back better than ever before, starting with a franchise record 9 straight victories on their way to a 56-26 record and the first seed in the East, while PG was again named to the All-NBA third team as well as to the All-Defensive first team. The team faced a complicated road in the playoffs as they needed 7 games to get out of the first round and 6 to return to the conference finals in a rematch against Miami. However, despite George playing even better than in the previous year and averaging 24 points per game, the Heat eliminated the Pacers for the 3rd straight season and won each game by an average of 13.3 points. During the 2014 offseason, PG announced that he would change his number from 24 to the more marketable 13, but he would miss most of the next season after suffering a gruesome injury in a scrimmage for the U.S. national team. With George out for all but the 7 final games of the season, the team struggled and finished with a mediocre 38-44 record, missing the playoffs for the first time since 2010. When the next season started, many feared that he wouldn't be able to regain his original form. However, he proved doubters wrong by playing in 81 games and improving his scoring, assist, rebounding, and three-point shooting averages from 2 years ago, and was selected as a starter for the All-Star game. He helped the Pacers get back in the playoffs with a 45-37 record as the East's 7th seed. They were matched against a Toronto Raptors team that faced many doubts, but despite George's spectacular play, lost the series in 7 games. PG continued to play an outstanding brand of basketball in the following year, but the team got worse and finished the season with a 42-40 record before being swept out of the playoffs by the defending champion Cleveland Cavaliers. After the conclusion of a disappointing season, Indiana decided to trade George to Oklahoma City Thunder, as they feared he would not re-sign with them when he became a free agent. He needed to make some adjustments to his game as he got used to a new system and shared the court with all-stars Carmelo Anthony and Russell Westbrook, but still managed to put up great numbers during the regular season. However, despite the Thunder's star power, were eliminated in the first round of the playoffs by a Utah Jazz team led by rookie Donovan Mitchell, and in the deciding Game 6, George was limited to 5 points on 2 for 16 shooting. Despite their shortcomings, PG decided to re-sign with the Thunder as he loved the situation with the team. With George on board and Anthony traded away for pieces that would better complement him and Westbrook, the Thunder were expected to be contenders in the following season. However, the team's play was erratic during the regular season, and they finished with only one more win than in the previous year and were again eliminated in the first round, this time by the Portland Trail Blazers in 5 games. George's play during the season was outstanding, and he finished third in MVP voting. But despite his excellence, the Thunder decided to trade him and Westbrook away to begin a rebuild. On July 10, 2019, it was announced that PG had been traded to the Los Angeles Clippers and would finally play for one of his hometown teams. The move was seen as one of the greatest success stories of the offseason, as the Clippers also managed to sign Finals MVP Kawhi Leonard, with the two stars complementing a core that already included defensive specialist Patrick Beverley and super subs Lou Williams and Montrezl Harrell. The Clippers became immediate contenders and were looked at as one of the best teams in the West, along with the rival Lakers. George's debut with the team was delayed as he treated an injured shoulder, and while his play was great during the season before the break, he didn't seem to be playing at full strength. However, when the season returned in the bubble, he seemed to be fully healed as he averaged 24.9 points and shot 48% from the three-point line throughout the seeding games as the team clinched the second seed in the West. But despite the hype surrounding the Clippers, things quickly went wrong for him once the playoffs started. After scoring 27 points in a Game 1 win against the young Dallas Mavericks, his game became historically bad. Through games 2 through 4, PG averaged 11 points per game on 21% shooting and 11% from the three-point line as the Mavs tied the series at 2. George became the first player to shoot under 25% in 3 consecutive playoff games since Bob Cousy in 1960 and had the lowest effective field goal percentage among the players with at least 50 shot attempts in the playoffs. And critics didn't waste a moment in calling him out. Many were making fun of him and calling him Pandemic P, in allusion to the time he called himself Playoff P during the 2018 postseason. Someone even created a site that was collecting signs to make a petition to the Clippers to send the All-Star forward to play overseas. But he put together a bounce-back effort in Game 5, where he became the only player to score 35 points in under 25 minutes in the shot clock era as the Clippers demolished the Mavericks. After the game, George revealed the reason behind his struggles as he told reporters that he had been dealing with anxiety and depression caused by the bubble environment. In his own words, he was in a dark place. Following his declarations, Coach Doc Rivers and his teammates supported him and mentioned how they were all trying to help him get better. Lakers guard Danny Green and Cleveland Cavaliers big man Kevin Love also took to social media to express their support, as both had dealt with mental health issues before. Now, while the cause for his struggles is known, it's probable that PG will continue having off nights from time to time, as such problems are not something that can be cured overnight. However, by talking about it and getting help from his coach and teammates, we hope that he's able to feel better and improve his on-court production. Paul George is currently one of the better performers in the NBA, and while he's had a couple of moments when he struggled when the stakes are the highest, more often than not, he'll put up an excellent game. On their part, the Clippers must do everything they can to help him improve his condition as is, and in the case he's unable to constantly produce all-star numbers, their championship aspirations will be in peril. But we hope this isn't the case. Now, do you think that PG will be able to perform as the star he is and help guide the Clippers to a championship? Let us know in the comments. We hope you've enjoyed this video, and if you did, remember to give it a like and subscribe to our channel for more NBA content. We are Courtside.